Hi guys, in this video we will be looking at preparatory. Yes, we are revising for 2024. Yes, so we will look at question 1, well, which consists of 27 marks. So ensure that you get 20 something in question 1, guys. We need to make sure that we get greater marks on question 1, right? So without wasting time, let's get to today's video. Well, at 1.1.1, we have a quadratic equation there, 2x open the bracket, x squared minus 1, which is equals to 0. That's 2 marks. We are going to use what we call a zero product, meaning that everything we are going to equate it to 0. Then what is nice is that we have a difference of 2 squares. This is a difference of 2 squares, which is x squared minus 1, meaning that we are going to have x minus 1 and x plus 1. Well, 1.1.1. Indeed, we will. So we have what? 2x, x squared minus 1 equated to 0. So let's equate everything to 0. Or x squared minus 1 equated to 0. So we will divide everything by 2 here. Then if we divide everything by 2, we'll have x equated to 0. So in this case, since the difference of 2 squares, we can factorize. We're going to have different signs, x plus 1 and x minus 1, right, equated to 0. So if we equate to 0 here, we are going to have x minus 1 equated to 0, or x plus 1 is equals to 0. So meaning that x will be equal to 1, or x will be equal to negative 1. So those are the solutions. Or you can use the other alternative where we are going to transpose negative 1 to the right hand side, so it becomes positive 1. Then you will root both sides. Then square root of x squared, it will be x square root of 1, that will be plus or minus 1. You can also use that. There are many ways to kill a cat. Right, let's go to the second question, which is 1.1.2. So at 1.1.2, they said solve for x correct to 2 decimal places, which is x can be 0. So we're given a fraction then. So we need to work out this fraction, guys, and write it in a standard form. Let's put that into practice. Well, for us to work out x in this case, remember that we're given x minus 6 plus 2 divided by x equated to 0. So consider we have a denominator of 1. The LCD will be x because we are going to multiply 1 by x there. So we'll place x, then we will use a cross method. X multiplied by x, that will be x squared. X multiplied by negative x, that will be negative 6x. 1 times 2, that will be plus 2 equated to 0. So for us to get rid of fraction, we'll multiply by both sides by x. So we'll multiply both sides by x. So this and this, they will cancel. So we are left with x squared minus 6x plus 2. Then we have 0 multiplied by x, which is 0. So from here, we can see that the factors of 2 cannot support the middle term. What do we do? Remember they said correct to 2 decimal places. It's either we complete a square or we use a quadratic formula. But the easiest way is to work out using a quadratic. We'll name this A, we will name this B, we will name this C. So the quadratic formula, it's gonna be negative b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. Then second step is to substitute. Where you see b, you put negative 6 there, plus or minus root. Where there is b, you put negative 6. Then where there is a, you put the coefficient of x squared, which is 1, and the constant, which is 2, right? So you just have to follow your steps. Then where there is a, you replace it by you replace it by 1, which is your a, remember. So work out the denominator first, which is 2. Negative and negative, that's positive, so we're going to have plus 6 root. 6 plus root, then let's work out what is inside the brackets. Well, if we say 6 squared there, we know that 6 times 6 is what? That 36. Then negative 4 times 1 times 2, that's 8. Then when we subtract, we'll get 28. We are going to have 28 there. 28. So we have x. Remember, we're solving for x. So in other words, we have 6 plus minus root 28. Oh, that's that. The 1 should be positive. Okay, it's 2 root 28, or that one should be x, so goes to 6 minus root 28 divided by 2. So they said correct to 2 decimal places. We need to use our calculator. We need to use our calculator. 6 plus root 28 divided by 2. Correct to 2 decimal places. That will be 5. That will be 5,65. Right, what about the other one? Let's punch that in our calculator. All right, that will be 0,35. These are our solutions. Right, these are our solutions, guys. So that's how you can work out 1.1.2. Then let's go to 1.1.3 now. At 1.1.3, we are given a quadratic inequality. How many marks is that? That's 3 marks. First thing, guys, is to work out the bracket first. Let's put that into practice. Well, such we work out the brackets, guys. We are going to use what you call a FOIL method. So a FOIL method, we are going to say x multiplied by x, that will be x squared. Then negative 1 multiplied by x, that will be negative x. 4 times x, that will be 4x. Then negative 1 times 4, that will be negative 4. Okay, then let's transpose 6 becomes negative 6, greater or equal to 0, equate it to 0, since it's a quadratic inequality. So like terms, negative x plus 4x, that will be plus 3x. Then what do we have? Negative 6 minus negative 4 minus 6, that will be negative 10, greater or equal to 0. So from here, we need to factorize. We will factorize. So the best way, so we'll factorize them. So the factors of 10, that will be 5. That will be 5, guys. Then the factors of 10, it's 5 and 2. So what about the sign? So this will have a positive sign, and this will have a negative sign, which is greater or equal to 0. Remember, 5 minus 2 is 3. 5 times negative 2, it's 10. X times x is x squared. Then we are sorted, actually. Then the critical values, that will be x plus 5 is equals to 0, or x minus 2 is equals to 0. Then we're going to have negative 5 is our critical value. So gonna have x is equals to 2. So lastly, our solution will be x is less than negative 5. This will have a less than sign, and this have a greater sign. So we're going to have x is greater than or equal to 2. X is less or equal to negative 5. So graphically, if we were to leave this graphically, we will have negative 5. We'll also have 2. Then okay, remember, then we will shade here this side, we will shade, as well as this side we will shade. You can use any of them. Some can use any alternatives, table of signs. There are a lot of ways to manipulate this or to work out this, actually. Many ways to work out this, right? I hope you saw it, 1.1.3. Then let's go to 1.1.4. Well, at 1.1.4, we are given that root x minus 2 plus 3 is equals to 10 all over root x minus 2. So what we can see, there's something common. We have a common root here. The best way is to use a k method. Let root x minus 2 be equal to k. Right, then we work it out. Now, let's go to 1.1.4. Therefore, we said let root x minus 2 be equal to k. So meaning that where we see root x minus 2, we'll replace it by k plus 3, which is equals to 10 all over divided by k. So from here, it's the same as having divisible 1. Then we can cross multiply. K multiplied by k, that will be k squared. K multiplied by 3, that will be 3k. Then 1 multiplied by 10, that will be 10. Then let's put this into standard form. Then we are going to have 3k. Then when we take 10 to the other side, that will be negative 10, so equals to 0. So from here, we need to be smarter. From here, we factorize. Factors of k squared is k. Factors of 10, that will be 5 and 2. The bigger number will take a positive sign. The smaller number will have a negative sign. Then what are we going to have here? We're going to have k as negative 5, or k is equals to 2. Right. Okay. Are we on the same level? Okay. So from here, what do? We know, we go back where we have said that let root x minus 2 be equal to k. We go back there, no? Root x minus 2 is equals to 2. Let's start with this. This can't be. We can't have a negative. We can't have root x minus 2. This will be out of our way. So let's work out this. So from here, it's a sad equation. We know that we can square both root sides. We can square both sides, then the root and 2 cancel. Then we're left with x minus 2, which is equals to 4. Then take 2 to the other side. Then we are going to have what? We are going to have 2 plus 4. That will be 6. X is equals to 6. So for this one, I will just say it's an A, because I believe that when you say root x minus 2, we know that a square root, root x minus 2 can't be negative 5. So let's just say an A, not applicable. It's not applicable. So that's how it should be with 1.1.4. Right. So you can just go and check, substitute this from the left hand side and right hand side. You will see what you're going to get, right? So let's go to 1.2. That's a semi-tenuous equation. X minus 2y is equals to 1. 2x squared minus xy minus 5y minus 3y squared minus 2 equated to 0. Well, at 1.2, it's a semi-tenuous equation. Solve for x and y. First thing, let's make it either we make x or y the subject of the formula in equation 1. So what are we going to do? The best way is to take negative 2 to the other side. That will be 2y plus 1. So this is equation 1. And we will name this equation 2. So from there, you substitute equation 1 into equation 2. Meaning in this equation, right? Meaning where we see x, we are going to put 2y plus 1. So let's put that into practice. So we have 2x squared minus x. Let me not make a mistake there. So it's 2x squared minus x. No, where there is x, we replace replace by what? By 2y plus 1. And we multiply by y there. Minus 5y squared minus 3y squared minus 2 equated to 0. So let's work out this. We know that this will multiply everything that is inside the bracket. So if this multiplies everything that is inside the bracket, this will be 2y squared. And y multiplied by 1, that will be plus y. Then we have 5y squared minus 3y squared minus 2 equated to 0. So let's work out this. So we have 2x squared minus this negative will multiply everything. Remember, we need to get rid of a bracket. So we're going to have negative 2y squared minus negative y minus 5y squared minus 3y squared minus 2 equated to 0. So we have 2x squared. The like terms. We are having the like terms then. So we have negative whoa, the big mistake I made here. Oh, sorry guys, sorry. So where there is x, remember you place it by 2y plus 1 squared, as well as 2y plus 1 multiplied by y, which is 5y minus 3y squared minus 2 equated to 0. So this is cancelled everything. So let's study it afresh here, right? Equated to 0. Sorry for that mistake. You know, these are the mistakes that you can make in exams, so we should be very careful at times. So let's work out this. So when you square 2y, this becomes 4y squared. 2 times 1 times y, that will be 4y. Square 1, that will be plus 1. Then this, remember, this will be 2y squared plus y minus 5y minus 3y squared minus 2 equated to 0. So 2 times 4, that will be 8y squared. 2 times 4, that will be 8y. 2 times 1, that will be 2. Remember, this 2 multiplies everything that is in the bracket. Even this negative multiply everything that is inside the bracket. Negative times 2y, that will be negative 2y squared. Negative times y, that will be negative y. Minus 5y minus 3y squared minus 2 equated to 0. So the like terms, these are the like terms. So we have 8 minus 2 minus 3, that will be 3y squared. Then we have 8, we also have y. So 8 minus y minus 5 as well. So in other words, we're going to say 8 minus 1 minus 5. Okay, we have 8y, we also have 5y, we also have minus 1 here. So okay, then we're getting plus 2y. Then 2 minus 2, this and this, they will get rid of each other. That will be 0. So from there, what are we taking it out? So we're taking y as the subject. So what are we left with? 3y. To get to 2y, we need 1. Then to get to 2y, we need 2. So for that, we need 2, because y times 3y is 3y squared, and y times 2, that will be 2y. So equate to 0. Y is equals to 0, or 3y plus 2 is equals to 0. So in other words, when transpose this the other side, we're going to have negative 2. So meaning that when we divide by 3, we're going to have negative 2 all over 3. So to get x there, you go back to equation 1, meaning that where you see y, you put 0, right? Where you see y, you put 0. So 2 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 1 is 1. So meaning that x is 1. when y is equals to 0. So what happens when y is equals to -2? So let's just, we have -2 all over 3 plus 1, right? That's, if we put we have -2 all over 3 plus 1, that will give us negative 1 all over, sorry for that, we're looking for x. What am I doing actually here? We are looking for x. There are silly mistakes there, né? So we have negative 1 all over 3. X is equals to negative 1 all over 3. When y is equals to negative 2 all over 3. And when y is equals to 0, we have x is equals to 1. Hope, guys, you saw. Don't rush. You will crash if you rush. Take your time and check whether well, so that you can get this beautiful 27 marks. So let's go to 1.3. We are going to 1.3. I'll just do 1.3 from here. So remember, you have 2 to the power of x plus 1 plus 2 to the power of x, which is equals to 3 to the power of y plus 2 minus 3 to the power of y. So first thing first is to take out the highest common factor here. So you take out the highest common factor. Let's factor out this 2x to the power of 1 plus 2 to the power of x. Let's also break this, split this, 3 to the power of y, 3 squared minus 3y. So the highest common factor, we can see that it's 2 to the power of x. What are we left with? 2 here. So to get to 2 to the power of x, you need 1. Take out the highest common factor, 3 to the power of y. And where are we left with here? We are left with 3 squared. That will be 9. To get to negative 3y, 3 to the power of y, that will be minus 1. So from here, we have what? We have 2 plus 1, that will be 3. We also have 3 to the power of y, then 9 minus 1, that will be 8. So the best way, guys, is to, here, we can, the best way is to divide by 3 the other side, as well as divide by 3, and also do the same thing, divide by 8 the other side, meaning that we are going to have 2 to the power of x divided by 8. Similarly, here we are going to have 3 to the power of y divided by 3. So the best way, you can change 2 to the power of 8. If you change to 2 if you can change 8, man. If you change 8, that will be 2 to the power of 3. You can also change, remember here, we're supposed to divide by 3, sorry for that. The other side, we're dividing by 8, the other side, we're dividing by 3. Okay, so here, we're left with 3. We have 3. So the same basis, you subtract the exponent, meaning that x will be 2 to the power of, will be x minus 3, as well as here we are going to have y minus 1, the power of 1, which is here. So we can see that the best way here, when you're here, just take x, the exponents, and equate to 0. As well, here you're going to, the exponent, you will equate them to 0. Or you can use other alternatives. There are many ways to kill the cat. Then if you take negative 3, you're going to have positive 3 here. Here, you're also going to have positive 1. So these are your solutions. X is equals to 3 and y is equals to 1. Yeah, it was a bit tedious. So these are the integers, the value of x and y. So yeah, it's a matter of how you work out your exponents. There are many ways. Anyone can use another method. As long as it is aligned with the steps that are required, then we'll be fine with that. So let's go to the last question, which will be 1.4. The solution of the solutions, x squared plus rx plus m is equals to 0, and x squared plus mx plus r is equals to 0, have real and equal roots. Solve for the values of r and m if r is greater than 0 and m is greater than 0, meaning that all our values that we are going to get here, they must be real. They must be positive in other weights, right? Well, since they said they have real and equal roots, so the first thing at 1.3, we will just say for real and equal roots, for real and equal roots, delta, the discriminant, is equals to 0. Delta is equals to 0. Right. Then we will use the discriminant, right? So for us to calculate the value of r and m, let's start with this equation. This equation 1. So we have x squared plus rx plus m is equals to 0. What are we going to do? So we're going to use a discriminant, b squared minus 4ac, since our delta is equals to 0 there. Then this is a, this is b, and this is c, meaning that where there is b, we are going to put r. Where there's a, we are going to put the coefficient of x squared, which is 1. Where there's m, we are going to put the constant, which is m. Then we are going to have r squared minus 4m, because remember, negative 4 times 1 is 4 times m, that will be 4m, equated to 0. So the best way is to take 4m to the other side. Then we are having r squared, which is equals to 4m. So for us to make m the subject, we are going to divide everything by 4. So we are having r squared divided by 4 there. Then therefore m is equals to r squared all over 4, which is equation 1. Then let's work out equation 2. You see how wise you can work out this, right? So you came, now let's go. X squared plus mx plus r is equals to 0. Then you have b squared minus 4ac is equals to 0, right? Then this is your a, and this is your b, and this is your c. So meaning that where you see b, you're going to replace it by the coefficient of x, which is m then, which is m. So it's going to be m squared, where our a, coefficient of x squared, is 1. Then our constant, which is r, which is equals to 0. So we have m squared, negative 4 times 1, it's 4. It's negative 4. Negative 4 times r, that's negative 4r, which is equals to 0. So what the best way is to substitute equation 1 into equation 2. Remember, this is our equation 2, right? So it's like we are solving it simultaneously. Meaning that where we see m, we are going to replace it by r squared divided by 4. So we are going to say r squared divided by 4. Then we have squared here. Then we have 4r. Then we have 0. So when you square this will be 2 times 2, which will be r to the power 4. Then when you square 4, that will be 16, right? Which is equals to best way, which is equals to 4r. If we take 4r to the other side, what are we going to have? If you take negative 4r, we're going to have positive 4r. So let's multiply every side by 16 to get rid of this fraction. So 16 and 16 will cancel. I have r to the power 4. Then what is 4 times 16? That will be what is 4 times 16? That will be 64r. So the best way, let's divide by r. Then same basis, you subtract the exponents. 4 minus 1, that will be 3. Then we're left with this and this, they cancel. We are left with r cubed 64, no? Which is equals to 64. Then cubic root of r, cubic root of 64, this and this cancel. Then we're left with r. What is the cubic root of 64? Cubic root of 64, it's 4. So making r to be 4. Right, making r to be 4. So to get m, let's go to back to equation 1, meaning that where we see r, we're going to put 4. So we are having 4 squared there. Then we're having 4. So remember that 4 squared is 16, and 16 divided by 4, it's 4. So making m to be 4 as well. So we have m, which is equals to 4, and we have r, which is equals to 4. So it is aligned with our equation there, because they said if r is greater than 0 and m is greater than 0. So we have found that r is equals to 4 and m is equals to 4. So definitely we are correct, right? So hope this video, guys, have shed some light on you when you prepare for your question 1. Make sure you prepare it well and check your mistakes. Mistakes do cause us a lot, guys, so let's check those mistakes and try to get 20 something above, right? In that manner you will ace this prelim. See you on the next video, which is question 2. We're also going to look at question 2, question 3, as we are revising our prelim. Yes, for prelim 2024, and I wish you the best. Do not forget to subscribe to the Innovative Minds Tutor. You only subscribe once, and do like the video. Thank you.